Hello, BookTube. As long as we're talking about BookTube events that are coming up, well, there's one that I haven't mentioned yet on this channel in 2025. In July, there's Jane Austen July, a venerable BookTube event where the focus is on Jane Austen. In a whole bunch of inventive ways, depending on what you want to do from year to year, there are challenges to read some author that Jane Austen read and liked, like Sir Walter Scott, or authors from her time period, but not Jane Austen herself. Read books about Jane Austen as opposed to reading her works. Read very minor works, and let's keep in mind there are minor works that they aren't unfocused great works. They're just poor. Or you could read the great novels. One of the great novels, all of them. You could read all of them in a month, I would think. If you dumped all your other reading, you probably could. Jane Austen July is a wonderful BookTube event, and I had not made a video about it because I figured if I do anything for Jane Austen July, I will probably reread one of the major novels. For instance, in the last few years, I felt a little guilty about the fact that I clearly love Emma less than a lot of Jane Austen fans do, and that maybe it's time for me to really bear down on that. The last book that I ever bought in person, the last print and paper book that I ever bought in person from a Barnes & Noble was a nice little rubbery leather-bound copy of Emma, and I have yet to give it a try. I have yet to read that copy. So I thought about that, and then this morning, Michael K Vaughan uploaded a video. I will leave it linked down below on the random chance that you haven't seen it. It was a hoot. It will make your day. It will make you laugh. In which he relates that a viewer of his wrote him a polite but stern email telling him that his channel has gone to the dogs, that it has become all Garbogust all year long. Michael K Vaughan, for those of you who don't know his channel, maybe you're coming to me, but you don't know him yet, he is our king of pulp literature. If it has a giant spider, a talking gorilla, a working robot, something, then he's there. He's there, and he doesn't need you to convince him. He is our prince of pulps. And on his channel, he leans into that quite a bit. I worry sometimes that the high comedy of his channel, it goes right over the head of some of his viewers who think maybe that is literally all he reads. Check the early days of his channel. You'll see it isn't, but nevertheless, he took the challenge to heart. And he made a video, a hilarious video, I'll link it down below, where he says he is going to take that challenge to heart, and for Jane Austen July, he's going to read Pride and Prejudice. He describes it a bit, says that it does not appear to have any monsters in it at all, and he's going to give it a try in July. It doesn't violate his book buying ban because, like everybody else, he has a copy of Pride and Prejudice. I've got 10 of them. But this is the only one with this cover, which makes no sense whatsoever, which is why I like it. And as soon as I saw that video, I realized that I do now have a TBR for Jane Austen July. I will read Pride and Prejudice again, nice and slow, enjoying the heck out of it. Why not? Why not? I read on my own long before there was a YouTube. I have a ritual where I read the Iliad in June and the Odyssey in August. And over the years, various readers that I've known have said, well, okay, why don't you read, like, the Aeneid in July? Why don't you read something else there in July? Why is it only these two things that you religiously reread every year? And now I'm wondering if maybe it shouldn't be Pride and Prejudice every July. It doesn't have to be a dead guy in a toga, right? So I'm going to be shoulder to shoulder with Michael K Vaughan as he reads Pride and Prejudice in July. I just need to figure out, and maybe you can help me here, what I should do, YouTube video-wise, as a reflection of that fact. I'll happily read the book again, but I've read this book aloud with editorial commentary the whole time. I've done read-alouds of it, I think twice. So I wouldn't see the point of reading it aloud again. Maybe I could just touch base with a video every week, rereading it. I don't really know. But I'm definitely going to reread it on his account, not only because of his video. His video was hilarious, but for me, even funnier were the comments. Some of the comments were funny. I was a little bit alarmed. The comments really showed me what I already know, which is that people tap out comments to videos on their phones and just don't even check to see whether or not their spelling is correct. I guess that's just natural, and maybe I'm the exception here. I copy edit all the time, so I winced a little at how many capital AUSTINs I was seeing in his comments, but I was also seeing some hilarious comments. Douglas Reynolds left a comment saying that reading Pride and Prejudice ought to count for 100 books off Michael K. Vaughan's 500 book challenge. Oh, that is so awful. That is so awful. This is a wonderful book. I was happy to see that most people in his comments stuck up for it. But that was hilarious that it ought to count for 100 books off. But to my mind, the funniest comment of them all was from Seeker Pat, who left a comment saying Kvon in his mountain is amused. What can I say? Michael K. Vaughan is well known. He's well known to the Robert E. Howard Foundation. He ought to be well known to us. Kvon in his mountain is amused. So I'm going to join him, and I hope you do too. Let's all help Michael K. Vaughan through Pride and Prejudice in July. So that's my plan for the event, and I'll see you all then. Thank you, BookTube.